All across America, something is changing on the open road. The car lots that once lined every highway, filled with bright lights, new models, and weekend crowds, are growing quiet. Behind the shine of electric vehicles and online sales, a deeper story is unfolding. Some of the biggest and most recognizable dealership chains in the nation are closing their doors. This is the countdown of the 10 big car dealership chains closing down across America. 10. Buick Dealership Network. It starts with a brand that's been part of American roads for more than a century. Buick, once a proud pillar of General Motors, is shrinking fast. GM offered buyouts to nearly half its Buick dealers across the country, and thousands took the money and walked away. Why? Because the future demands change. Upgrading to electric vehicle infrastructure costs hundreds of thousands per location, and many small-town dealers just couldn't afford it. From Ohio to California, those familiar Buick signs are coming down. A legacy brand is now becoming a rare sight in its own home market. Lincoln Dealerships, at number 9. Lincoln, the luxury badge of Ford Motor Company. For decades, Lincoln dealerships stood as a symbol of American prestige and craftsmanship, but that image is fading fast. In 2024 alone, more than 100 Lincoln dealerships shut down after Ford launched an aggressive consolidation plan. The goal? Make Lincoln more exclusive. The result? Thousands of jobs lost, and countless towns without a single Lincoln showroom left. The company is moving toward premium, boutique-style outlets, but in many parts of America, premium simply means gone. Infiniti at number 8. Infiniti, Nissan's luxury arm. Once seen as a serious rival to Lexus and Acura, Infiniti's U.S. presence has been in steep decline. Sales have dropped by more than half in the last few years, forcing the brand to close standalone dealerships across the country. Now, many Infiniti stores are being merged with Nissan lots, reducing costs but erasing the luxury experience that once defined the brand. Dealerships in Texas, Florida, and the Midwest have already shut down. A brand that once promised innovation and elegance is quietly retreating into obscurity. Jaguar dealers. Number 7. The legendary Jaguar. A brand that once defined British sophistication now faces one of its darkest chapters in the U.S. market. As Jaguar transitions to an all-electric lineup, dozens of dealers have refused to make the costly switch. Instead, they've closed. For many, investing millions into a shrinking luxury market simply made no sense. In New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, Jaguar signs are being removed from long-standing showrooms. The company calls it evolution, but for many, it feels like extinction. AutoNation locations. At number 6 is AutoNation, the biggest dealership chain in America. Even the giant isn't safe. After years of rapid growth, AutoNation is now closing and consolidating dozens of locations nationwide. The company is betting on online sales and luxury segments, meaning smaller lots and fewer employees. Many mid-market communities that relied on their local AutoNation now find themselves without a single new car option. It's proof that even the industry's titans are being forced to adapt or shrink. 5. Auto Canada U.S. Division, one of North America's largest dealer groups, it made a bold move into the U.S. market. But in 2025, that expansion came crashing down. Auto Canada sold off 13 of its U.S. dealerships, effectively pulling out of the country entirely. Executives called it a strategic retreat, but for the workers on those lots, it was an ending. From Illinois to Texas, the Auto Canada logo is vanishing, another casualty of rising costs and falling margins. Lithia Motors. Lithia Motors, a dealership powerhouse that grew through constant acquisition. For years, Lithia bought up smaller dealers across America, becoming one of the largest auto retailers in the nation. But now, the tide is turning. Several smaller market stores have been quietly shut down or sold as the company consolidates operations. It's part of a broader effort to cut expenses and focus on major metro markets. For smaller towns, that means empty lots and fewer options for new vehicles. Group 1 Automotive. Known for managing hundreds of dealerships across the U.S., the company is facing the same pressures. Declining sales, tighter margins, and the expensive shift to EV infrastructure have led to multiple closures and mergers. In many regions, Group 1 has combined several brands under one roof, while smaller standalone stores were shut. It's the new normal, consolidation over expansion, cost control over community presence. Penske Automotive Group, Penske, a name known worldwide. Even this global giant has been trimming its network. In recent years, Penske closed a series of underperforming locations in suburban and rural markets. The company is steering its focus toward high-end, high-margin dealerships in major cities. But as it tightens its footprint, Middle America loses access to the brand's once wide-reaching service. For a company that once symbolized growth, this new strategy feels more like retreat. Sonic Automotive. The sixth largest dealership chain in the United States is now downsizing fast. Dozens of locations, including Echo Park used car centers and franchise stores, have shut their doors in 2024 and 2025. The company is pivoting toward digital car sales, fewer buildings, fewer people, more automation. It's a sign of what's coming next for the entire industry: less human connection, more online control. For many longtime employees, these closures mark the end of an era they helped build. 10 giants of the American auto industry, all shrinking, selling off, or closing down. From Buick's century-old showrooms to Sonic's modern superstores, the message is clear: the traditional dealership model is dying. What replaces it might be faster, sleeker, and more digital. But it also means fewer jobs, fewer local businesses, and a very different kind of car culture. Because the next time you drive past an empty lot where a dealership once stood, you're not just seeing a business that failed. You're seeing the end of a chapter in American history. And the open road ahead? It's changing, faster than anyone imagined.